Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to show the demo, a live demo about my project. It's about indoor Bluetooth localization with Bluetooth lower energy, the indoor navigation part. So for this research project, I take responsibility for the indoor navigation part because we have a live demo. So to be honest, I think a live demo video will be more easy for you guys to understand what I have done and how to set up such kind of application. So first of all, we got this is a website, and we have some coding locally. So here it's in our local computer. So the first things I need to do is I need to use the scp command. So I already did some job here. So for example, the scp command with this PEM file, it's like a credential about AWS because we established our application based on AWS. So this is a credential, like the key or the secret. So here is our local file directory. Here, this part it's the AWS file directory. So first of all, we need to launch with scp. So we use scp command. We upload all our data. For example, I just end. You can see all the files can be uploaded to our remote instance. So there may be something wrong with the, for example, the permission denied. This is because you need to, for example, here. I just quit. Right. So here, this is our instance. The environment for our website. So first of all, AOS command, we can find, so where is this permission denied? So it's under the templates. So we're gonna take temp. So we change the writer and reading authority. The label, yeah, that's right. So try again. Yeah, it works. So yeah. So another thing, you also, because we have go back to the previous directory. So we already uploaded the file because we have two files. So here comes to, not this part. We have two files. One is called 2020-0505, right? Another one is under the templates under this file. But previous, we only upload all the display HTML, image, index HTML, label, code CSV, paste .html, all these files to the cloud. But also, we also need to upload all these files to the cloud. So what we need to do is we need to change the path. So we just change all the paths. I mean, if you know some basic command about SCP, you should know all this. It's a very basic, Unix command. So yeah, that's right. So let's do it. So yeah, it's 2, 5. Oh, yeah, all good. So then we come to our remote. So now I quit, and I can, sorry, I just terminate this terminal because I need to do it from the beginning. So let's set up another. So first of all, we need to cd to, because we have credential file, we need to cd to the directory. The root directory of the the credential file exists. Cd. This is the basic AWS knowledge. If you want to use AWS, you should know this basic thing. Cd SSH. So here you can see our IoT research PM, and this is a file 2020-0505, right? So now we use SSH command to log into the instance remotely. So here, this is a credential, right? And so now we already log in. So we need to get the the root authority. So sudo and we go inside the example. Here is what here is where we are. And the next, what we need to do, we need to set up a virtual Python environment. So command is, you need to set source, right? The source example, because we already installed Python 3 in this instance. Yeah, that's, I mean, if you can follow my the final report, and you can find all the basic instructions about how to set up the Flex environment for our website. And next, what we need to do is we have a commander backend application. Now, yeah, this is some this is just some print command in our our Python language. So let's go back to see the basic structure about our programming. So first of all, we have a templates. The template is just the way we have the index HTML. We have display. This is used to display the label and the coordinates table. We have the path HTML. This is used to show the path from the start point to the destination point, right? We have a label called CSV. This is what we should display through the display.html. We just convert the CSV file to the HTML table here. So here we also have backend. So this is our the main program in the backend. As we said before, we import the Flask, right? We leverage the Flask to connect the front end and the back end. So generally, here index.html, this is the front end, display HTML, this is the front end. So we can see here. So yeah, yes, we can redirectory the display to our display HTML. We can redirect the path to our path HTML, and this is our root page. I mean, it's an index page, right? It's in for our index HTML. Yeah, we have the training, and so yeah, I will show you more details later. So here the convert B1. This is the because we have the function that's used for convert the label to a coordinates, but we have different flows. We have up ground, low ground, basement 1 and basement 2. But due to some previous work, because the basement 1, the framework of basement 1 and low ground are different, so now we separated to two different algorithms. The convert B1 is for the basement 1, and the convert this convert Python, this is for the low ground. So we also have our can training CSV. So here we can get the file from front the CSV file from front end, and we can input the CSV file to our KN training module, and then comes out with predicted label. So we can do the prediction here. Yeah. So here this is used to convert the label. Because we need to show all the labels, and it's corresponding coordinates. So this is used to to write down this CS file. So if we run this this file, we can get the label coordinate CSV. Yeah. So here, open templates label coordinate CSV. Yes, that's the basic infrastructure about our programming. So let's go back to the website, and I think we can get more details from the website. So you can, I just type again, UNCLOUD.CLUD. Now you come to our website. Before you trying to do the real, before I come to the real demo, I need to show more details about it. So because we upload some CS file, for example, the CS file that can be used for our training, for our prediction, we upload it to the AWS bucket, S3 bucket, and then make it as a public bucket. So, and then we only need to type the URL, for example, type a URL file. It's more easier for us to do the testing. Yeah. So now we come to the first part. We click the path. So we come to the train model part. So this page will show. So if we input the CSV, the training data CSV path and the predict CSV URL path, and then input the the flow, for example, the no ground here, and we could get the path from the start point to the destination point. So let's do the test. So here, maybe this is the training data set. Copy paste, and go back. This is the path CSV file. Go back. This file. And no ground, right? Means AOG means no ground. Click submit. So you can see this blue point, this blue dot means our start point, and this black dot means our destination point. So it will show the path from our start point to our destination point. It's very easy and clear, right? So go back to our home page. So for this part, it's called LG random. What does this mean? It's no ground random, because we have a data set in our backend. So this one, well, this is our backend data. So here we can do the prediction randomly. So we just choose, so because we already get the training set, right? We use skn kn to do the training, and then we have a data set for the prediction. So I can show you more details. And train, no. Should be in our backend. For example, here you can say this is called the random choice. So I will randomly choose one row from the prediction data set to do the prediction. So that means, so every time when I click the low ground random, it will show one row data from our prediction data set and predict its label, and then show the location on the web map. Let me click OK. You see, it will show here. This is what the label should belong to. So click again. It says the training and prediction process finished. The predict label is 1. I think the 1 should be here, this place. And the connected signal data. This try to simulate. So in a real scenario, in a real situation, if our smartphone get a data, the data have the orientation, timeline, and all the MAC address and its corresponding signal strength. And then according to the signal, this data, we can predict its label, and then our web map will show the location. Yeah, here, right, that's okay. So next we come to the train model part. This is a little bit, confused. So I think it may be the same as our path. So here the same. So we can input our CSV. The same. We use the same data. Input the buckets. Then we can do test CSV. So our test CSV only contain only one row data, only one row. It's actually the same as the previous low ground random test, but that's randomly. Now we can control what kind of signal we can input to the system to do the prediction. So the test CSV actually only can contain one row data that can be used for the prediction, and then it will show the predicted label and show the location on our map. So let me submit here, that it should belong to. So this means this data, we can predict it should belong to this space, right? So for the reset function, it's just the same as we can refresh the whole page. So you can see, refresh, okay. So start point, it's more easier. So at the beginning, so if we can manually input our label and input our flow, so and then we can predict our location and show it on the map. So we try to one, no ground, submit. Should be here, right? That's the end. So let's try again. So 100, the label should between -2 to 235. No ground, right? It's the end. So this is the display. So the display actually it's display the label and its corresponding latitude and longitude, the coordinates. So this table generally show our because we need to transfer our label, or we should convert our label to GPS coordinates. This is the table. Yeah. So that's all about the demo. But so let's do a comparison. So for example, our path. So this is all the so for our path, all the JavaScript and HTML, CSS programming should belong to this part. So let's go to review our coding. So at the beginning, we need to code some, the API, the JS or the CSS file from MathMap, because we leverage the MathMap API in our front end. So here, this is the CSS coding, so you can change the format, the color for the front end. So for this part, this comes to our JavaScript part. So here you can define or deploy the button function. You can, for example, you can get this parameter and transfer it to the backend. So where is the transferring? So comes to we leverage the fetch function to deliver our the parameter and the file to our backend. Yeah, and then So here's contour. So we can, the training is called training. Let's go to our backend, right? So where is the training? You can look for the training. So here, this is the training. So in this part, we call it training data that request get JSON. We can get the JSON format, string or data from the front end. And then here we can do some process. Okay, do some programming with Python. And after we finish all this, the processing and calculation, we can make a response, right? It's also a JSON file, and we can return this file, this parameter, and it'll go back to. Let's go back to the previous one, the past. It will go back to our front end. So here in the front end, we have a then function. We can get the response data, right? So we can get the JSON format data here, and then we can call another JavaScript function to show our map. That's the same. Yeah. So for our training model, yep. Then should exist in our index.html. So it's the same logic. So here it's the same. So we have our CSS JS file from map. We have our CSS file here. So HTML, this is JavaScript part. We can load our map according to different parameters, right? And here we can, when you go down. So here you can, this is the training model. You can send the data back to the backend, right? And then you can get a response and show it, on the front end. So in our backend, you can find it's called the training model. So all the calculation process can be finished in here under this function. It's a define function. So the start, yeah, I should say it's the same logic. So we can find our file in the front end. So here, right, we call it receive, and we can fetch the data and send it back to the backend. And then when we come to the backend, we can wait the receive what's called the you can see receive here, and all the calculation, all the process about our start button can be finished here, and then it, transmit the data, return back to our front end. So in our front end, we can process, get the data, and then we load the map with the parameters we get from the backend. That's all. That's all about my demo. I think it's very easy to understand. Yeah, thank you very much.